Good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's edition of Cooking in the Kitchen with LaQuandra and Growing Home. So today we'll be making a Tuscan kale soup. We're gonna add potatoes, and we're also gonna add this meat substitute. Now you can also add regular meat to your soup as well. We're gonna have leeks, a little coconut milk, potatoes, fresh kale, a little onion, garlic, veggie stock. We're gonna use grapeseed oil, a little crushed pepper, black pepper, and salt, and thyme. So this recipe is relatively fast to make. Most of your time is spent prepping your potatoes, chopping them. You're gonna saute all of your meat and your onions and your leeks in one skillet, and then you're gonna transfer it to the larger pot, let it boil, and we'll be ready to serve. So let's get everything prepped and ready to go. Now that we're done prepping, we're finished prepping all of our veggies. Everything is nice and chopped and separated. We're going to turn on the heat in our skillet, add some grapeseed oil. We're going to add our crumble, our meatless crumble, or if you're using actual meat, to the pan. And then incorporate some of our garlic and our peppers and our leeks to give it seasoning. You can also add your crushed pepper and salt and other seasonings during that time. And we're also going to start our pot with our veggie stock that we've already pre-measured, our 6 cups. We're gonna get that to start boiling, and we will shortly add our potatoes to this pot as well. So we're gonna be cooking on 2 sides today. So we got our pot started with our veggie stock that we're gonna add our potatoes and kale to. And then right now, we're gonna get our grapeseed oil nice and hot so that we can add our crumbles and our veggies and set that aside. And we'll add that to our pot later on. So now that our saucepan is heated, we're going to add our crumble, add some of our chopped veggies, and some of our seasonings. So here we go. You're actually gonna let this cook for about 5 to 10 minutes or so. Make sure you give the veggies time to marry each other in the pot. You're gonna add some onion, some of our leeks, you're gonna also add some peppers, a little bit of crushed pepper, a little black pepper, and a little bit of salt. And again, we always season to taste, so you know your salt limits. And definitely our best friend garlic as well. And remember, if your oil cooks out the bottom of your pan under your meat, just slowly add a little oil while it's cooking. So as of now, our crumble is ready. So we're actually going to switch our pots and let this one cool down for a while we get our stock boiling. We're gonna add our potatoes and our kale and the remainder of our veggies into the pot. So as soon as we get a quick boil, we'll be back to add everything in. See how it goes. So now that our veggie stock is boiling, we added a few veggies into the stock already, and I'm gonna add our potatoes. We're gonna let these potatoes boil for about 10 minutes in our veggie stock. You can go ahead and add some of your seasonings to the water as well. So I may add some black pepper. And then I'm going to also add a little bit of garlic and a few more green peppers. We're gonna cover with the top, and again, give it about 10 minutes. I say within 5, we'll add our kale and let that all boil together. And then within the 10 minutes, our potatoes should be nice and tender. And then you can add your crumble and get ready to add your coconut milk. And we will be almost done. So thank you for being patient. So now that our kale and our potatoes are already finished, we have removed some of our potatoes and we will add those in right before we begin to plate. With our remaining potatoes in our pot, we're gonna just smash them lightly before adding our coconut milk and our crumble. So the recipe calls for 1 cup of coconut milk, and we're gonna add that right in. And then we're also going to add our crumble. We're going to let this simmer for about 10 minutes or so. So now our soup is ready. So we are getting ready to plate, and once we actually take our soup and add it to our larger bowl, we will add in the rest of our potatoes and a little leeks for a garnish. But we are ready to eat, and I am so excited. So here we go. Thank you all for joining us today, and I hope that you enjoyed this awesome Tuscan kale, potato, and of course our veggie alternative, meat crumble soup. Thank you so much. Bye. See you next time.